From the station working for you, this is WRTV News at 7, streaming now.
Thank you for watching the news at 7. I'm Amanda Starrentino. First off, we're checking in with Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory. And Kevin, it is gorgeous outside.
It's a stunning sunset to the west. You were looking at Putnam County. Now let me show you to the east. This is just as gorgeous if you want rain. There's a lot of color on radar this evening. We've proven it does still rain in Indiana. It's been a while. Some of you have been getting downpours, some 30-mile-per-hour wind gusts, even some pea-sized hail in a few spots. Western Indiana, rain all but over. Eastern Indiana, still some downpours. Let's take a closer look. Northeast portions of Hamilton County, heavy rain. That'll cut through the northern portion then of Madison County. Alexandria, Elwood will see a downpour. Also Marion, slide to the south and east. Rushville over to Connorsville, heavy rain. And then through Batesville, you're about ready to get a downpour. This is coming back into the metro area. Will clip southern Marion County and northern Johnson as well. What's also taking over, cooler temperatures. We were well in the 70s 2 hours ago, and look what's happened. 55 in Indy now. Temperatures will continue to fall as the skies gradually clear this evening. We'll be in the 40s in the morning.
And happening now, the Indianapolis City County Council is expected to approve 2 measures involving the Metropolitan Police Department. This is a live look as the meeting gets underway. On tonight's agenda is the final approval of the city's 2021 budget, including more than $7 million additional dollars in funding for IMPD. Another proposal expected to pass tonight would add civilian members to the General Orders Committee, which sets policies for the department. And we have crews at the meeting to keep track of what happens and reaction from the community. You can find the latest at WRTV.com and tonight on the news at 11. Indianapolis is now experiencing its most violent year on record. IMPD is investigating at least 7 homicides from between Friday and Sunday nights. 187 people have been killed in the city so far in 2020, with 160 of those deaths being called intentional homicides by police. The last record was set in 2018 at 159 deaths, and there is unease over how soon in the year we have passed that record. Along with several other states in the Midwest, Indiana is seeing a strong surge in coronavirus cases right now. The State Department of Health reports 1,581 new cases of COVID-19 today. Our moving 7-day average of 1,519 daily reported cases is also at its new highest point, just like it's been the past several days. The state is also reporting 6 new deaths since the start of the pandemic. 3,568 people in Indiana have died with the virus. Some areas in Indiana seem to be more problematic than others right now. Many counties in Indiana are seeing relatively low case numbers, but several, especially a few in southwest Indiana, are hotspots for COVID-19. Pike County is flagged for high cases and congregate settings as it sees a positive test rate of nearly 16%. For perspective, Marion County's 7-day positivity rate is only 5%. IU Health Ball Hospital in Muncie is one facility that's seeing an increase in COVID-19 patients. WRTV's Cornelius Hawker shows you what's behind that increase, and he's checking in with a shop that's struggling as the pandemic continues.
It's been a long 8 months for Morgan Roddy, owner of the Queer Chocolatier in Muncie.
My decision was to be as consistent and to listen to as many doctors and to the scientific reports as possible.
Closed since the start of the pandemic, she feels like it would be irresponsible to reopen because her chocolate shop is more than a sweet spot to hang out. It's a place where folks come for community.
Knowing that my space is primarily about caring for vulnerable populations, all of that led to me being more cautious about opening versus rushing to bring people back into the shop.
But Morgan tells me it's been hard. All the businesses around her are open.
I am isolated in this decision. It leads to me constantly questioning myself.
However, news of an all-time high of COVID-19 patients at IU Health Ball Hospital lets Morgan know she's doing the right thing for her business, and her community.
I don't think it's fair to just pursue being open without being a caring member of the community.
I would suspect it's people getting together with friends and groups and not wearing masking and not practicing good social distancing.
Dr. Michelle Saisana with IU Health believes that's what's leading to the increase of COVID-19 patients. And even though this is a college town, Dr. Cesana says this increase in cases is not linked to Ball State.
We're not seeing an increase in the college students, but more in the community members. Wear your mask, practice good social distancing, at least 6 feet apart.
Back at Queer Chocolatier, Morgan says they're going to stay closed for the foreseeable future. The business is staying open off of deliveries, and it'll be that way until the COVID-19 situation improves dramatically.
Would I have business if I opened that door? Yes. Would I be able to sleep at night? Not necessarily, because I think that there's still this risk.
Working for you in Muncie, Cornelius Hawker, WRTV.
IU Health says the age range of COVID-19 patients at Ball Memorial Hospital is between 55 and 70. And while they have enough resources right now, they want everyone in the community to do their part to try and turn this positive case trend around. 22 days to go until the final votes are cast in the general election, and both candidates are out on the campaign trail once again. Tonight, the White House says President Trump has tested negative for COVID-19 on consecutive days. Joe Biden is criticizing the president for sending mixed messages about the virus, hosting rallies with few precautions. ABC's Karen Travers shows you where the race stands tonight.
Just 11 days after announcing he tested positive for COVID-19, President Trump returns to the campaign trail with an aggressive travel schedule. President Trump is heading out on a battleground blitz. Tonight, a rally with supporters in Florida, Iowa on Tuesday, Michigan Wednesday, and North Carolina on Thursday. That jam-packed schedule reflecting the president's frustration at missing time on the trail as he recovered from COVID-19. Joe Biden campaigning in Ohio today, a state the president won by 8 points 4 years ago. Polls there show a tight race.
The longer Donald Trump is president, the more reckless he seems to get.
The clock is ticking for President Trump to gain ground. Early voting is underway in nearly every state. And a new national ABC News Washington Post poll shows Joe Biden leading among likely voters 54 to 42. The Democratic nominee is up 23 points among women, the widest margin among women for any presidential candidate in exit polls dating to 1976. There are few signs of any post-COVID sympathy bounce for the president. That ABC News Post poll found 2/3 of Americans say he failed to take appropriate precautions against the virus. And Biden holds a 17-point lead in trust to handle the pandemic. One possible bright spot for the president. 54% now approve of his handling of the economy, the most since March.
Joe Biden's a unifier.
And in this final stretch, Biden and the Democrats are dramatically outspending the president and Republicans on television and radio. $177.6 million booked by Team Biden and its allies compared to $92.2 million for Team Trump and its allies. The top market for both campaigns, Florida. Joe Biden and the Democrats pouring $42 million into the Sunshine State compared to $27 million for President Trump and Republicans. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
Early voting is underway across Indiana, and you still have time to request an absentee ballot. For everything you need to know about the general election, head to WRTV.com/election2020. A program aimed at empowering African American youth in our community is adjusting how they are serving families during the pandemic. For the first time in the Center for Leadership Development's history, programming is now available for students virtually. WRTV's Stephanie Wade shares how this program has transformed the lives of tens of thousands of young Black children in Central Indiana.
I think it's like her fourth program under CLD, but the one she's in right now, she's actually repeating because she loved it so much the first time.
There's no denying Charlotte Conyers loves the Center for Leadership Development, having spent now 4 years in the program.
It does give you a lot of different options of different things you could be, different things you can do. Like there's no limit to anything we can do.
Founded in 1977, CLD is in the business of transforming young African American lives to become future leaders in the community. They do this by teaching them character development, educational excellence, community service, and career achievement, serving about 4,000 kids a year.
And we believe in you, but you're 17 years of age, and in 17 years of living, has anyone ever spent 30 minutes with you actually teaching you a process and a system for how to do hard work?
The president, Dennis Bland, says education is currency, and some kids haven't even been taught how to properly study or take notes, therefore take an interest in schooling. So they offer tutoring and counseling to fill this gap. Now, all of this offered online because of COVID-19, saying young people still need to be reached, especially now.
The need for support, the need for encouragement, the need for affirmation, the need for validation.
And they're also working to create satellite locations in some of their highest crime residential areas to meet kids where they are and to make sure no one is left behind.
They will accept any kid.
Their goal, to empower kids to believe they can be successful, inspire them to do so, then give them the tools to show them how.
It is so profound, and the breadth and the scope of the impact of the program. It is just thousands of lives impacted in a positive way. And so that is undeniable and unmistakable.
Stephanie Wade, WRTV.
Still ahead on the news at 7, with COVID cases rising across the country, we are checking in with an expert who explains what you and your family can do right now to slow down the spread of the virus. We have significantly more new COVID-19 cases in the state, and we are about 2 weeks removed from Governor Eric Holcomb's decision to move to Stage 5 of Indiana's reopening plan. We checked in with an epidemiologist and nursing director of infection prevention at IU Health about the state of COVID-19 in Indiana and what you should know.
We're seeing some upticks in all areas. So hospitalizations are starting to go up across the state. New cases are at an all-time high. Deaths are starting to trickle up a little bit. So these are all, I think, concerning things, but they're not shocking. The reason I say that is because we are on Stage 5 reopening plan. We have a lot of activity around the state, and that could play a role in these, this increase in cases. So we should expect it and not be surprised. I think we're going to have to be doing multiple dances where we reopen and then maybe tailor back as we cycle through COVID. Unfortunately, COVID is here to stay. We've lost our opportunity to completely diminish COVID, but what we can do right now is really control the levers as to how fast it spreads and how quickly. We know that there's a few different hot spots, some of the college campuses, restaurants and bars, anywhere that people are indoors, close quarters for extended periods of time are eligible to become super spreader events. So this is where COVID likes to spread. Close contact, unmasked. COVID can linger in the air for even a few hours after someone with COVID has come through the room. So the more people that you are around, unmasked, the more likely that we could see these spreading events. The fresh air is good because COVID can dissipate with the fresh air, and the wind. Being outdoors is a great thing. So the more that we can do those outdoor activities and take advantage of the weather right now, the better.
Kelly also told us masks are the key to getting back to a sense of normalcy during the pandemic and a key tool that can slow the spread of the virus. Kevin.
And how about this? Tracking downpours, especially for the eastern half of the state here for the next hour or so. We'll talk about what's moving in after the rain. .18 or so, I think that's the right time. The views have been stunning behind the rain. This is out in Putnam County. I'll step out of the way and make it better looking. You can see the clearing line, and the rain has been heavy at times out ahead of a cold front. It just doesn't last very long in any one spot and moves on. So western Indiana, obviously the sky is clearing. Eastern portion of the state, really from Indy east, most likely to see rain now for the next hour to maybe a little longer. Temperatures falling into the mid-40s. And you can see the leading edge, the more put together solid area of rain, just arcing from around Brookville Reservoir through Batesville down to North Vernon and Versailles. That's racing to the northeast. We've got some rain in downtown Indy now. That's headed back toward Carmel, Fortville, Geist area, as well as Noblesville. That will zip on into Madison County. It's probably the second time you've had some rain here. And a larger view, there's your area of rain and some thunderstorms, and then the secondary line. Temperatures have been cooling off all afternoon. Really about 4 o'clock is when cooler air started arriving in western Indiana. We're pushing the 70s out of the state just for this evening. They'll be back tomorrow and on Wednesday. Then we'll get a cool down that will be more lasting with temperatures in the 50s for highs. Next couple of mornings, 40s for low temperatures. Thursday morning at 54 degrees. Sunshine is back with us tomorrow. We'll carry that sunshine and a south wind all the way to 70, if not just slightly warmer than that. The wind, as we get to Wednesday, will come out of the south and increase. It will gust to 30 miles per hour. That will pull temperatures into the warmest of the week, into the mid-70s, with a mixture of clouds and sunshine through the day. High temperatures across all of central Indiana, a full 5 to 10 degrees above average for this time of year. Rainfall potential again on Thursday into Friday morning. We'll look forward to potentially a 1/4 of an inch in spots. This is a more significant rain that we've had in certainly almost 2 months across central Indiana. Looking ahead, Thursday's high temperature 56 with the scattered showers. Friday 55 degrees. That 7-day forecast. Coolest mornings Friday and Saturday right now. Frost doesn't look that likely. I think the rain or the wind will keep things mixed up just enough, Amanda.
Thanks, Kevin. An Indianapolis woman has achieved her goal of opening one central location where anyone can go to get the help they need. It's called the Hope Project. As WRTV's Troy Washington reports, it's all about bringing hope back to the Circle City.
Kamara Holman has always had a heart to help, but today she's celebrating a major milestone.
God planted that seed in my head over 5 years ago. Better yet, he didn't place it in my head, he put it in my heart. And when something is placed inside of your heart and it's from above, you gotta act on it. And he would not let me get no rest until I started this project. And through the trials and the tribulations, 5 to 6 years later, we are finally here.
The doors here at the Hope Project on West 38th are finally open.
The Hope Project caters to the individuals in this city that need assistance. If they need assistance with clothing, we've got it for you. If you need assistance with counseling, free domestic violence counseling, free drug abuse counseling, free depression and anxiety counseling, that is what the Hope Project is all about. And we also do job search and resume assistance just to help individuals get back to where they need to be.
So why does she call it the Hope Project? Actually, that part is easy to explain.
I want to show them that you have people in this city that actually care about what you're going through and that there's always hope for tomorrow, hope for a brighter future. And if it takes a shirt, if it takes a pair of shoes, if it takes resume training, counseling, free of charge, we're going to be there to help you out.
She wants people to know that help is never out of reach.
What they need to do is go to thehopeprojectindy.com, register, tell me what it is you're going through, tell me what it is you need. Email comes directly to the Hope Project email, and one of our staff members will reach out to you, meet you here at the center, and get you what you need to help you get along the way.
Working for you, Troy Washington, WRTV.
The pandemic led to skyrocketing levels of online shopping. It's estimated that e-commerce sales will surge to $710 billion in the U.S. alone this year. Globally, that number is expected to hit $4 trillion. Retailers with a large online presence such as Amazon, Walmart, and Target are finding success. Companies that depended on mall sales face bankruptcy. Experts say there's no reason to think the surge in online shopping is going to change as more customers get used to home delivery and curbside pickup.
Brief heavy downpours stretch from just east of Noblesville toward Fishers and Geist all the way down to the east side of Indy and then Franklin. Off into eastern Indiana. Hello, Wayne County. Richmond with a heavier downpour just to the southwest. That goes through Liberty and then to Brookville Reservoir. As far as what we expect next few days, sunshine is back. 71 Tuesday, Wednesday at 75, then much cooler on Thursday. Amanda?
Thank you, Kevin, and thank you for making WRTV your choice for news. Join us again for the news at 11.